I would try to keep that in perspective, that what you're seeing
is all relative.
And yes, it's all relative.
Thank you. So, we got a great question on Twitter, and I know exactly where it's coming from.
Oh, okay, good.
So, everything's public now, so there's a lot of there's a lot of writers who landed an agent like that, whose book went out on submission and got sold like that. And it's a little fatiguing, I'm sure, for writers who are not getting that.
Do you really think it happens like that, though?
Right. So that's what I want to do, is I want to dispel some of that.
the myth?
Yes, the myth. So how I operate in my head, because publishing is incredibly slow of a business, from answering emails to getting a book contract. So the way I compartmentalize that in my head is every book has its own schedule.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
And sometimes picture books take longer than novels to sell, and every book completely has its own schedule, from how long it takes to write it, to how long it takes to get an agent, to how long revisions take, how long submission takes, how long contracts take. Absolutely. And I think that to think there is one sort of cookie cutter process, or that all of the fast announcements on Twitter are happening that fast, is a little, I know it's fatiguing, and I mean, I feel it too, so I know that it is.
Well, and I think it is myths. I mean, I think we see this stuff and this information, and we assume that it all did happen fast, but we're not sort of seeing the behind the scenes, what's really happening.
It's like that iceberg myth, where you see 10% of the iceberg, 90% is underwater. You cannot go by that. Every book just has its own schedule.
It does, and it depends on a lot of things. And, it's funny because you commented on how slow publishing is, because publishing is not, and will presumably never be, a mechanized business. You are not going to have a machine edit your book.
Right.
And so therefore it does have to be slow, because, an editor is one person.
Right, and they're operating on the schedules of 10 other people, or 4 other departments at one time. And
multiple projects themselves that they need to edit and process and put through, from everything from overseeing the copy edits to the cover copy and sales and so on and so forth, for multiple books.
Yeah.
I think that when it comes to feeling that fatigue of everything feels so quick, it's important to step back and really take a look. I mean, a lot of authors who you might feel gets that agent and that deal and everything really fast have spent 10 years getting to that point.
Right.
And then it all seems fast, but sometimes it's just how it's announced.
Yes, true.
I mean, not every author announces their agent the minute they sign the contract.
Right, and not every book deal is announced the minute the contracts are signed. Like for a picture book deal, it's often until an illustrator is attached. So that could take months longer than the picture book.
Well, I had a book that I had sold in February, and we did not announce the deal until December.
Right.
Because they wanted to have the book do a round of revisions. They wanted to make sure they had the title, and they actually had the cover art in process before the publisher even wanted to announce it.
Right.
I would try to keep that in perspective, that what you're seeing
is all relative.
And yes, it's all relative.
Thank you.